So the Connecticut Sun have made a big move, and I already talked about it in the main channel. They got rid of Hailey Van Lith in what is a kind of shock. Like I will admit this is a shock because I felt like Hailey Van Lith has easily been the best point guard, the best of a bad bunch, I guess. And maybe it's just because her contract is a little bit iffy. Like her contract maybe not isn't the greatest because she was a first round pick last year and was claimed off waivers versus Charlie Sledger Walker's contract. But like Charlie Sledger Walker's older than HVL. Hailey Van Lith was better. I'm just putting it out there. Like Charlie Sledger Walker is older than Hailey Van Lith, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure she's older than HVL. HVL's like July 01. Sorry, she's 2 months younger than HVL. They're the same age, so there's no like youth or anything difference. But I will say this: I'm a bit confused. I am very, very confused at why they chose to get rid of HVL. That being said, their savior is back. Their savior is back. Like I don't think you understand. The Connecticut Sun won one game. Layla Khan showed up last year at the All-Star break. They won like one game before she showed up. And that's not true. She showed up at the start of July, I think. She showed up after Eurobasket, whenever that was, because I do remember she did play against Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark did not play after the All-Star break. And the maddest thing about this is that like she absolutely outplayed Caitlin Clark. In Caitlin's last game, where Caitlin, in her defense, took over. Like Caitlin took over in that last game. But she wasn't the best guard on the floor. The best guard on the floor was Layla Khan. For either team. Better than Kelsey Mitchell, better than Caitlin. And like the Connecticut Sun, who are one of the worst teams of all time, were in fact a positive. They were a positive in the net rating when Layla Khan played. And it is one of those things where she actually has the ability to to change. There are not that many players that I think can change the fortune of a tanking team. I thought Alyssa Thomas was one of them, but clearly isn't. She isn't. Like, that's just a roster to double down on being old. They don't really know where they want to be. But it's one of those things where like Layla Khan is meant to be the savior of the team. Like she is the savior. She is going to make this team competent. And it is scary just how good Layla Khan's going to be for this team. And a lot of people are like, oh, why would they? There's no reason to just let Layla Khan go. She's not going to commit for the season. You can't hold that against the player this year. The reason why you can't hold it against the player this year for not being there at the start of the year is that they signed contracts while there was no CBA. They signed contracts to play overseas while there was no WNBA. So obviously that has to be taken into account. But I'm going to be real here. It's one of these things where like HVL is going to land their feet, but like Lacan is so good. So good. So I said we live in a world where one of these players rostered and one isn't. Yeah, Ty Harris should have been cut. I'm being honest here. Ty Harris should have been cut. The thing is though, Ty Harris has been okay at different times in her career. So I'm not gonna say like there's a time and place. Like you can wait a little bit for Ty Harris. You don't have to cut her immediately. You can wait maybe a month or two to cut her. Like you can cut her post because there's so many good guards. By the way, there are so many good guards, and with the amount of good guards there are, you can cut her in September and find somebody better. HVL I think HVL has been good. I think she's been really, really good. But when it's all said and done, she ain't no Layla Khan. She ain't no Layla Khan. And the Connecticut Sun potentially being a competent team. Is going to put Layla Khan in these in conversations that I believe she belongs in, but a lot of people don't. Like, if the Connecticut Sun are competent, Layla Khan is going to get put into conversations. Because last year, maybe it was a fluke, but like, analytically, she was one of the best damn players in the world. She was one of the best players in the world last year in terms of impact on the floor, on, off. And you can't judge. Like, on-off numbers in a small sample size are hard to judge by. But if it comes out for 2 seasons that the team she has played on, like, I'm pretty sure they won 40% of their games with her last year. They were like 1-16 without her. They were like 1-16 without her. And with her, they won 10 games. It was crazy what Khan has done. But if you are looking at the Connecticut Sun team, like, they are not, it's not as good as last year's team because they had 2 bailouts last year. Maybe you could say Brittany Griner, but like, Diamond Miller's not very good. Fair play, Ashlon Jackson, she plays hard. Charlize Ledger-Walker's not great. Gianna Neepkin sucks. Aaliyah Edwards is the poster child for Unrivaled means nothing. Because she looks like one of the best bigs in the world when she plays in Unrivaled, and she's complete garbage in the WNBA. Ono's regressed. Reagan Beers, like, I'm not saying Reagan Beers has been great, but on a minute-by-minute basis, she's been their best big. And, like, I think if she's one of those players that if her minutes greatly increased, her production would decrease, but I'm actually impressed. For an undrafted rookie, she's done well. If she was drafted in the first round, like she was expected to, or like she was expected to be at the start of her senior season, then it's like, okay, yeah, this is not a great first rounder. But for an undrafted rookie, fairly good. Sanaya Rivers forgot how to play basketball. Shout out, Anissa Morrow was only averaging 9.7 rebounds a game. What? She didn't have a double-double in the first half yesterday. I could have swore like 6 of 19 from the field. 13 and 13. The one thing I will say is that Anissa Morrow is just, I think she is good stats, bad team type player. She's relentless on the rebounds, but like, she is chucking and she can't shoot. Angloma, for a 19-year-old, is doing fantastic. Like, I don't think people understand how young that Angloma is. She turns 20 in a couple of weeks. She is 19 and didn't play EuroLeague, so this is like a monster step up for her. And Brittany Griner has hardly played. But if Layla Khan can somehow start getting wins with this team, it's going to be insane. And I'm just putting it out there. If this team lands Juju and they go to Houston, and you've got, like, you might just say, whoever the new coach is might just say, fuck shooting the ball. We're going to play Lacan, Angloma, and Juju, and we are going to be the best slashing team in the history of the sport, and just pray that they can all become good shooters at some stage. Because all of a sudden, they now have a group of people that you're like, okay, I kind of like these players. So yeah, that's the video. See you guys.